Welcome to a new fragrance review. Today we're gonna try Navy for Men by Dana. So, I heard about this fragrance. I've been told that it was horrible, that it smelled like cigarette or like a cinder inside of a cat lady's house, something like that. And I was like, I need to try it. So before I go with the analysis of the fragrance, I'm gonna show you the presentation. So the bottle is nice, it's blue. It's really different from what I had seen the bottle, but like a picture, but it's really different than what I expected. It's like that shape. I thought it was more like kind of a bac au noir kind of shape with the picture I saw online. Maybe they changed the bottle also. The atomizer looks like this. Cap is literally the cheapest cap I've ever seen. It's more like a plastic that kind of take the shape of bottle that's there to cover it than an actual cap, even though what I describe as a cap, but it's cheap. But it's alright. The fragrance is so cheap itself that it doesn't matter. Now I'm getting a lot of wind. I need to say that I'm sorry. I would like to do the video inside. I've been told before that doing the video outside is kind of noisy with the wind and everything. It's not nice, but this week I'm having renovation in my house and it's extremely noisy, and the only place I can do a video will be outside. So for the box, looks like this. It's pretty nice, and it's just a plain box with nothing inside of it. But again, fragrance is really cheap, so the quality of the packaging is also not so much of an issue. The bottle seems really solid, so even though the things around the bottle are cheap and the cardboard shouldn't protect so much the bottle, I think it will be safe anyway in the transport. Anyway, it was for me, and where I bought it, I feel the packaging is always good, and I'm never afraid that the bottle will break anyway where I'm getting my bottle. Anyway, let's try the smell now. So as I spray it on the paper, there's kind of the wind and everything. It makes the perfume go everywhere in the air. And I would say that it smells a lot like pine or something like that, kind of piney, I should say. It doesn't smell like pine, but it's kind of the idea it gives me. It's really the note of juniper and tangerine together. It gives like a resinous tree smell. On paper, tangerine is really powerful. I would say that the citrus note in Lalique pour Homme is somewhat similar to this note of tangerine. Like, it's not the same exactly, but it's really similar. Thinking about just a little bit of juniper. It's not super powerful on the paper. Thinking of also just a little bit of sage. It's really a tangerine that's the most powerful on the paper. And on my skin, what I'm picking up is the tangerine that's really powerful in the beginning with a little bit of sage. And in the opening, it reminds me a lot of Polo Spa. And if you love Polo Spa, and now that it's probably gonna get discontinued, this could be a nice alternative. It's not a clone, just remind me of Polo Spa. There's no mint in it, and so it's not quite the same, but it reminds me a lot of it. Also, it reminds me a little bit of Polo Blue. I would say it's kind of in the family of those two. As it dries down, I'm picking up a lot of lavender, a lot of juniper, and a lot of nutmeg. I would say at that point, it started to remind me more Sultan by Al Rehab. For me, it's really a fragrance that goes from Polo Blue, Polo Spa-ish to Sultan by Al Rehab. As it keeps drying down, the juniper stays more longer than the other notes, and there's some musk that take over, and as it keeps drying down, there's just some musk and become more some kind of laundry-like musk. Longevity of the fragrance was 3 to 6 hours, and for me, the whole fragrance itself lasted about 3 hours, the whole life of the fragrance, and then what I was smelling is just musk on my skin, and it lasted 5-6 hours. Projection is average, a little bubble around me. People were able to smell it. And for the complete note breakdown, top notes are sage, tangerine, and water lily. Heart notes are lavender, juniper, geranium, and nutmeg. And the base notes are musk and leather. I would say that water lily, I'm not quite sure what it smells, so there's probably a bit of it. Geranium, I would say there's might like have influence of geranium. I wouldn't say like, oh yeah, you smell it, but leather definitely, for me, there's no leather. Now for where would be this fragrance, I would say that longevity is not really good, so that's a bit hard. Fragrance is nice, fresh, clean. So it's not quite elegant, but a little bit. So I would say that as a business fragrance, you could be able to pull it off. But I would suggest something else if it's the only thing you're having, if it's the most like serious fragrance you're having and everything else you have are more sweet dating fragrance, you could make it work. But I would suggest something else. As a dating fragrance, I don't think it would be really good, but it wouldn't be really bad. For me, it really seems a bit old school, especially because of the fragrance that I said it reminds me of. But still, it smells good and fresh, so it wouldn't be bad. Just it's not quite that stuff. In the winter summer spectrum, this is really a summer fragrance. It would be great as a summer fragrance and would be bad as a winter fragrance. Of course, something you can wear inside in winter to work, but it's more of a summer fragrance when you go outside. And as an everyday scent, fragrance will last kind of half the day, so it could be a good everyday scent if you spray it back. Also, the bottle is so cheap that it doesn't really matter that you spray it again and again. So it could be a good everyday scent. Also, the type of scent really nails it on the everyday scent. It's nice, it's clean, it's fresh, it's a good scent, it smells good. And the only bad thing, that's it, it's the fact that it doesn't last long. But if you enjoy to wear different fragrance in a day, it lasts kind of half the day. There's some musk that you'll have like to overlap with the other fragrance if you put it at lunch, but it's not so bad. Musk fits with pretty much everything, and pretty much every fragrance nowadays have some musk to an extent into it, so you could layer it with pretty much anything, which makes it a good thing. So if you like to layer fragrance or to like wear multiple fragrance in a day, it could be a good one. And who I would see wearing this, it's someone that enjoy to have multiple fragrance in a day, someone that want to have some nice fresh fragrance that will maybe have also something like Codijo or Dylan Blue or all those kind of fragrance, and just want to wear like a fragrance in the morning and put another one at lunch and maybe another one in the evening to smell different through the day. This is who I would see wearing this fragrance. And to go back to what I've been told, that it smelled like an ashtray in some crazy cat lady's house, I don't think it smells like. For me, it smells good. It doesn't smell like modern. I wouldn't say it smells especially dated, but it's more something that someone in his late 20s, starting at the late 20s, will enjoy more wearing. But it's a nice fragrance. It smells good. It's a bit generic, but still it's nice, and it's somewhat unique. It reminds me of a fragrance, but that's the kind of fragrance that they all kind of smell like each other, and I think the way they made it is nice. So, hope you enjoyed the video. If it's the case, we'll like and share. If you tried this fragrance or any other by Dana, tell me what to think about this one and which other from Dana I should try. So, thanks for watching. See you soon.